Well, that's the stream we started there. Is the include my audio part popping up now? I mean, it's not the first time this season that we've seen Nilsson in danger of being eliminated and somehow still making it into Q3. So let's just recap who's made it into Q3. You got Path, Penku, Lopez, Mon, Erdica on softs, Sak and Jazz on mediums, Masterplane on softs, Nilsson on mediums, and Ledger on softs. Not very often we see Lopez that high up on the grid, and hats off to him. Hopefully we have that issue fixed. So here we go into Q3 now, and this is the business end of qualifying. Who is going to get pole position? And I've just been informed from Zola that there is going to be a lobby restart after qualifying because there have been connection issues for some of the drivers, which is understandable. Indeed. If you were a betting man, Harry, who would you put your money on for pole? Yeah, that's interesting. That is definitely going to be interesting because we'll quickly go to the standings and the league records. Because this season, it's been a case of we've had the McLarens pretty much dominating pole position all season. There's still technical issues. There's still technical issues regarding the party chat because we just got an Xbox update over the course of this week, and it's causing issues regarding including party chat in the stream. So not really much we can do about it at the moment. And apparently invites have been an issue as well. Huh. And Sack, there he is, gets a 109, 106. But Mon responds with a 108.939. Lopez with a 109.683. Path coming down the back straight now. What's he going to pull out of the bag? And he gets it. Oh! Wowzers! $108,353. That's definitely a case of come and have a go if you think you're fast enough. We got Jazz coming across the line now. 109.093 puts him third. He'll be very happy with that. So as it stands, we've got... Oh, that's going to be a juicy battle for Paul. We've got Path with a 108.353. Penku second with a 108.476. Nilsson with a 108.802. Mon with a 108.939. Jazz 109.093. Zach with a 109.106. Masterplane with a 109.466. Lopez with a 109.693 and Erdika with a 109.688. Ledger, the only driver not to set a lap time at the moment. I think this battle for pole is going to come down to Path and Penku. We don't often see Penku that high up on the grid, let alone battling for pole. And it's a 109.779 for Ledger. So the top 10, as it stands: Path, Penku, Nilsson, Mon, Jazz, Sack, Masterplane, Lopez, Erdika, and Ledger. Let's ride on board with him. 4 minutes to go. This could be a chance to get onto... This could be a chance to get a strong starting position inside the top 10. So the only time McLaren haven't been on pole this season was in Bahrain, and that was XRL Ultimate that took pole on that day. Actually, scratch that. It would have been a reserve. Lopez with a 1:09.063, 300ths ahead of Jazz. Puts him 5th. He'll be happy with that. The top 3 are on outlaps right now. But no toe between the McLaren teammates, interestingly. I think that one's just a case of they're just gonna do their own thing. Jazz is a couple of tenths up. And Jazz somehow lost time in the final sector, so he stays 6th at the moment. And Masterplane puts himself up into 4th with a 1:08.819. The 5th driver today to get himself... He's the 5th. 4 thousandths. That's basically the width of... Yeah, I say that's the width of a sheet of paper. Difference between his best lap and his current lap. Comes around the final chicane now. He touches the grass slightly. Is he going to improve on his time? No, he doesn't! No, he doesn't! How crucial is that going to be? Penku's invalidated his lap here. But he's going to have one last crack. Not his best qualifying performance in the world for Zach, but he does have a pole position to his name this season. So let's ride on board with Penku. This is it. 3, 2, 1. Flag is out. Almost losing the back end there, Penku. And oh, he spun it! He spun it! He spun it! Oh, no! That's the last thing he needed. That's Penku's chance at pole up in smoke. Path is faster, though, and he does improve. 1:08.168. Nilsson's retired from the session. I think safe to say Nilsson now has a legitimate threat in the championship. Penku will be gutted about it. I've just been told that Nilsson apparently binned it. Not sure where specifically, but nevertheless. So it's Path, Penku, Mon, Nilsson, Masterplane, Lopez, Sack, Jazz, Erdika, and Ledger. That's your top 10. Path with his third pole of the season. And I believe that is actually his third pole on the trot. Monaco, Baku, and now Canada. So we're going to be doing a lobby. So we're going to be doing a lobby restart just now, guys. So we'll be getting the drivers ready for the race. So like I say, Path on pole. It's his third pole in a row this season. Penku alongside him on the front row. He'll be very happy with that, but he'll be a little bit gutted about that last lap attempt. And then it's Mon, Nilsson, Masterplane, Lopez, Sack, Jazz, Erdika, and Ledger. So it's going to be a slightly longer break than normal, guys. Because we need to do a lobby restart because there's been connection issues for some of the drivers. No, I don't think anybody was, because it was because like I say, it's an issue regarding the party chats and party invites that's developed over the course of this week, with the new update for Xbox. So right now, not much. Right now, not much we can do about it. It's just a case of we're gonna need to just grin and bear it until they get the issue fixed. Excellent. Hope you guys have stocked up on beverages. This is going to be a fun one. That would not surprise me to see a lot of penalties here. Yeah, so I wouldn't be too surprised if there was one or two safety cars as well. So here we go, guys. It's round 8 of the X1 Championship for the Extreme Racing League, sponsored by CD Keys and Ants 3D. We are at this Gilles Villeneuve circuit here in Canada. It's got the longest coastline in the world, also the largest source of fresh water in the world. 6 cities in Canada have over 1 million residents, and these are Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, and Ottawa. Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton have the most wins at this circuit with 7 wins each. Jacques Villeneuve, Canada's only Formula 1 world champion, has never actually won the Canadian Grand Prix, believe it or not. And Robert Kubica's 2008 win is also the only time a Polish driver has won the race. 2.71 miles round this track. It's 3 DRS zones, 14 corners to negotiate, 6 to the left and 8 to the right. Some of the action zones to look out for. We've got the run down to turn 1, the start for Alexander Wurz in 1998, a chaotic affair there. Last lap drama in 2011 for turn 6 and 7 between Button and Vettel, and the heavy crash for Kubica in 2007 at turn 10. Luckily, he was okay. And of course, the Wall of Champions, Michael Schumacher, Damien Hill, Ricardo Zonta, and Jacques Villeneuve. It's the softest of the Pirelli range this weekend, the C5, the C4, and the C3. And you're looking at about 23 seconds to make a stop to maintain position on the track. So here's the starting grid then. It's his 3rd pole in a row this season for Path, and he's got Penku in his best qualifying performance this season alongside him. Then you've got Mon, that's his best qualifying performance of the season so far as well. He's got championship leader Nilsson alongside him. Master playing another great top 10 performance for him, and Lopez, that's one of his best qualifying performances this season. The top 6 starting on soft tyres. The next 2 are starting on mediums. You've got Sack and Jaziello in 7th and 8th, and then you've got Erdika and Ledger 9th and 10th. Followed by Sasha, and then you've got Oli alongside him. JBL in 13th, he'll be a bit disappointed with that. Remixo in 14th, followed by Hurricane and Tamer. Then you've got Danny, Minea, Jaleb, and Anderson, who didn't set a lap time because of technical issues, rounding up the grid. So we've got everyone from Anderson up to JBL and Sasha starting on mediums, as well as Jazz and Sack, and everyone else around them starting on the softs. I say it's a relatively short pit stop here, about 23 seconds roughly, to make your pit stop and maintain position on track. Everyone's starting to ready up now. You guys know what time it is. 35 laps around this circuit. And apparently Philip needed to be on medium tyres, apparently. Has he managed to fix it in time? I think yes, he has. Nilsson is on Nilsson managed to get onto the mediums, because those were the tyres he set his fastest lap on in Q2. So there's your predicted pit stop strategy. You're looking at realistically a 2-stop here. Soft, medium, medium, or medium, medium, hard. For those that are on the mediums, 9 to 13 laps, 12 to 20 laps if you're on the mediums to start with. I mean, you're gonna have drivers like Nilsson, Sack, and Jazz already at somewhat of an advantage. Now, and Penku's left the session. We've still got those technical gremlins. Wallington saying in the stream chat, race time. Yep, it's going to be race time shortly. Now that reminds me, I haven't actually had a weather forecast through from the drivers. But if we do end up with rain, I wouldn't be surprised. So here we go, guys. Here come the lights. 4, 5, and it's race time in Canada. Beggars beliefs, Path. My goodness me, Penku into the lead. And we've got Mon trying to get past Path as well for second place. Still side by side, but I think Path is going to keep second place. Nope, Mon not giving up without a fight. A relatively clean start from everybody. But we've seen it so often that we have a first lap front wing change. We have seen it at practically every single race in XRL. We've seen it happen this season. Will we see it happen here today? Or is the streak finally gonna be over? Coming through the hairpin now. Sasha's dropped a couple of places. So the running order at the end of lap 1. Penku leads, Path second, Mon third, Nilsson fourth, Lopez fifth, Masterplane sixth, Erdika 7th, Ledger 8th, Sack 9th, and Jazz rounding up the top 10! And Path gets back into... I think is Path going to get back into the lead? No, he isn't. Penku keeps him behind. Absolutely brilliant there. And yes, we have drivers in the pits. And yep, the streak continues. We still have... The streak continues with first lap front wing changes. So let's check the winners and losers off the start. The biggest winners were Ledger up 3 places, Minea up 4, but Sasha down 9. And Lopez, I can't believe I'm actually about to say this, but Lopez, the boss of the XRL, has got the fastest lap of the race so far. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. And of course, commentator's curse comes into play because he's just got himself a time penalty. Commentator's curse every blooming time. And oh, Penku's lost a couple of places. What on earth has happened there? He's down to 4th already. What on earth has happened? Penku's plummeting down the order. He's already down to 5th. Oh, Penku's got a broken wing. He's lost an end plate. That's why he's lost places. And Mon now has the fastest lap of the race. Sack gets ahead of Erdika. But Remixo now got the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, that end plate damage is going to be a major issue for him. That's bold. Outside the chicane, then he has the inside line, and he gets through with ease. How easy did he make that? And now Sack trying to get ahead. And oh, contact! Contact with Erdica. And I think, I definitely saw another end plate go. I think it was from the Ferrari. Yeah, it is from the Ferrari. And Jazz, 5-second penalty for corner cutting. He should have given the place back. Path now got the fastest lap of the race. Penku in the pits. And so is Ollie. They're going to be right at the back of the field at this point now. It's all kicking off here, and it's all kicking off here, and it's only lap 5. Yeah. Penku onto mediums. Ollie sticking with softs. Very... Oh, it's Minea. It's Minea. And Minea's left the session. That's not a good sign. Manages to avoid damage somehow. Zach gets ahead of Ledger into 6th place. Hurricane gets past Minea. But hats off to Lopez. He's keeping within touching distance of Mon in 2nd place. This is brilliant. Erdica's in the pits. Erdica's in the pits. It's a front wing change for him. Not what he wanted. Minea back in the session, but don't look now, Lopez, but you've got a nice big McLaren behind you in the form of Philip Nilsson, and he's got DRS, and oh, they make contact, and Nilsson spins! Oh my word! Oh my word! Absolute nightmare for Nilsson. He's plummeted from 4th to 11th. Fair play to him for using the correct re-entry procedure. He's now down to 13th as a result of that collision with Lopez. Is that gonna affect the race results? That could prove to be pivotal. And whoa! Okay, that kind of just happened. Nilsson just shot through Minea as if he wasn't even there. Well, I'll say this, that's definitely going to be one for the highlight reel. Nilsson on the back of Danny. JBL with a time penalty. Ollie with a time penalty as well. Bit of a lock up there from Nilsson. But he's managing to get within touching distance of Danny to get into 11th place. And he gets through with ease. And then he can use the DRS to pull away and start working towards catching the Hurricane for that last point-paying position. A little further ahead, meanwhile, you've got Sack bearing down on Masterplane for 4th place. And the fastest lap of the race is with Path, which is not that big a surprise. Path has the fastest lap of the race, so he'll get the bonus point as things stand. Outside the top 10, you've got Ollie with the fastest lap outside the top 10, so he'll get a bonus point for the fastest lap outside the top 10. Mon in the pits, Masterplane in the pits. We're going to have a pit stop race here. Very quick stop there from the Ferrari boys. And his Masterplane, and I think Masterplane, no, he doesn't quite get ahead of Mon. He doesn't quite get ahead of Mon. And Minea's out. Minea's out. Oh, he's gone. Minea into the wall of champions. And the safety car is out. Safety car out. How advantageous is that for those that have just made a stop? Masterplane and Mon, they've just made their stop. How advantageous is that going to be? The Wall of Champions has claimed its first victim of the day. Race leader is in. I would imagine Lopez is going to follow suit. Indeed, he is. And that's going to put... And no, Sag comes in as well. That's interesting. Looks like everyone is coming in now. But Jazz, interestingly, electing to stay out. And I think he's going to... Is he going to take the lead of the race? Not quite. Jazz into second, though. Nilsson into third. The pretty big reshuffle of the pack. Mon, a huge beneficiary of the safety car. He's got himself back up into 4th. And Masterplane is back into 7th. Oh, we've got... Oh, Ash Tube Bear, how do you join the league? We have a Discord server, Ash. We'll get somebody to get you the link to it shortly. My goodness me, I think that's everyone made their stop. Everyone except Jazz and Nilsson. That could be an issue for them. Especially Nilsson. And Jazz does come in. He swallows his pride. He does come in. But that puts him all the way back. Essentially to the back of the field. Nilsson's going to have Nilsson's going to be having a nightmare right now. Because he's the only driver yet to make a stop. We're almost a third of the way through the race. And it's a McLaren 1-2. Path from Nilsson. Mon in 3rd, Lopez 4th, Sack 5th, Masterplane 6th, Ledger 7th, Rem 8th, Hurricane 9th, and JBL rounding up the top 10. Here we go. We're about to get underway again. Nilsson could potentially get swamped here. He could potentially get swamped here because he's got the oldest tyres of anybody on the track. Everyone else pitted in. Majority of the field pitted in for fresh tyres. Tamer the only one on hards, everyone else on mediums or softs. Gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out. But here we go. Green flag, and it's race time again. Anderson gets ahead of Ollie. You can't overtake until you cross the start-finish line. That could be a penalty for him. We're underway once again. And Anderson, 5-second penalty for Anderson for ignoring yellow flags. I would assume that would be regarding his overtake with Ollie. Sasha gets ahead of Tamer. A little further back, meanwhile, you've got JBL battling with Hurricane, and he's got, and this is a case of the tables turning on him. Normally, it's a running gag here in XRL that JBL normally has his JBL train where he holds up a bunch of cars behind him. Here, it's the other way around, and oh yeah, he does it. I was about to say he does actually have a JBL train now, but never mind. But here, it's the other way around. He's at the back of the train, but he's got Hurricane, but of course, no DRS for no DRS until the end of the next lap, because we had safety car conditions. So Nilsson will be kicking himself over not making the pit stop. Oh, and thanks for that, Zola. If you guys want to get involved in the league in any capacity, be it commentary or helping with their admin duties, or even wanting to be a racer, you can look for us on Grid Finder. Oh, that's not what he wanted. Path fastest lap of the race. It must have been the hairpin he spun it at. But he manages to get that position back. And oh, virtual safety car apparently. JBL 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. There we go, DRS enabled. As Zola informing us in the stream chat, people ignoring yellow flags, that's a penalty point on their super license. 10 penalty points and you get a race ban. JBL actually in the pits as I say that. And he's lost his front wing completely. And he's serving that 5-second penalty right now. Anderson with another 3-second penalty. Nilsson's dropped down to third. Lopez right on the back of Nilsson. Mon apparently a lap down, but that's definitely not accurate. So Lopez right on the back of Nilsson. Lopez still keeping within touching distance of Nilsson. Path with another fastest lap. Tries Nilsson, might he can't quite shake the boss off. Lopez goes for a look, and Lopez into third! But Nilsson gets it back on the... Zach has a look! A 4-car scrap for the last podium position. Business just picked up here. Lopez having another look. But Nilsson shuts the door on him. That's allowed Zach to close up quite considerably. DRS Central, here we go. And Lopez actually got ahead. Lopez into third. And this time, it's for keeps. That has got to be a sign for Nilsson that he needs to change his tyres. I think he might be going for a one-stop here today. Just over halfway through the race. And Zach gets ahead of Nilsson. Sasha with a time penalty, and now Zach can start bearing down on the boss. That is cause for concern for Nilsson. He needs to get those tyres changed. Thank you very much. I'll have a bit of that. Nilsson taking full advantage of Nilsson's mistakes. It's very unlike Nilsson to make those sort of mistakes. And now Ledger's got a bit of breathing space. 19 laps on those mediums. I think Nilsson's going to take his chances and go medium to soft one stop, which is a bold strategy move, don't get me wrong. Lopez doing his best to keep Sack behind him, but I don't think he'll be able to keep him behind for much longer. This has, without a doubt, been a race to forget for Nilsson so far. JBL in the pits again, and he's just been lapped by the leaders. Danny gets ahead of Master playing for the last points paying position. But here comes Sack. Oh, that's a nightmare for Nilsson. Oh, he's lost his front wing. He's lost his front wing. Wannington in the stream chat saying, love to see Caesar doing well. This is the best I've seen him do all season. And Master playing, oh, way to rub the salt, and he's now got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Way to rub the salt in. Sack trying to get past Lopez, but Lopez having none of it. He's doing really well to keep the fast cars behind him. Sack had a... We got Beard Boost, who's racing in X2 later this evening. He's really stepped up this season. He definitely has. He definitely has stepped up his game. The Sack does finally get past. Mon is in the pits, which then puts Lopez back into it puts Lopez essentially back into third. So we'll see what the race director's like as far as tyres are concerned. Sack still needs to use a second compound. Hurricane, Anderson, Jazz. So Hurricane, Jazz, and Anderson and Sack are yet to use a second compound. Everyone else around them has used a second compound. So Lopez can somewhat breathe easy, knowing that Sack needs to stop for... He needs to use a second tyre compound. And Nilsson down to fourth. Ollie in the pits. 12 laps on those softs. That's not bad. And Nilsson finally comes into the pits. And he's had to change his front wing as well. He is gonna need to work harder than ever to get himself back into the points. Well, in theory, he should be able to get to the end of the race. Depending on his tyre management. He's down in 15th at the moment. I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw him just plowing his way through the field. He's got Tamer ahead of him. And he'll be thinking to himself, 1 down, 13 to go. He wants that race win. He wants to keep the lead in the championship. Ollie gets ahead of Jazz. And Ledger in the pits. And he gets it. Oh, Jazz has spun it. And that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. He is gonna need to. He's gonna need to change that wing. 12 to go for 12 to go for Nilsson. And coincidentally, 12 laps to go. He's half a second behind Danny. Ledger on the fresh rubber. He's right. And there we go. Lopez is in. Looks like those that are on mediums. Looks like those that are on like 14, 15 lap old mediums are going to be going for softs to the end of the race. There's a lot of cars coming, but Lopez only down to 7th. He's only lost 4 places in that pit stop. Jazz does come into the... Yeah, there he goes. Is Sack going to follow suit? I think Sack's going to try the undercut. Where's Sack? He's coming down the back straight now. Is he going to get ahead? I think he might. Oh, this is going to be tight. This is going to be tight. Bit of a lock up there from Sack. But Path maintains the lead in the race. What a game changer that's going to be! And bearing in mind, Sack still needs to make a stop for a second tyre compound. Mon on for a good result. Indeed he is. He's currently 4th. He's chasing down Hurricane for 3rd. He may very well take net second place. He's net second place right now because Hurricane's more than likely going to come in, and Sack needs to come in to use a second compound. And as I say that, Sack does come in. And Hurricane comes in. That puts Mon into second place. Anderson electing to stay out. He's going to need to stay out. We've got Sack, meanwhile. Sack is right on the tail of Lopez. This is absolutely staggering to see. Anderson, who didn't get to set a lap in qualifying, is currently 3rd. And Path, fastest lap of the race. And Anderson in. And oh, Anderson's got a service time penalty. That puts Lopez back into 3rd. And of course, we've got time penalties to take into account as well. Penku, fastest lap of the race. Zach's got DRS path, fastest lap again. Ledger, Ollie and Rem, and Ollie comes out best, but Ledger's got DRS, but so does Ollie. Drag race down to turn 1. Oh, it's they're still side by side. I think Ledger's got it. Philip Nilsson has decided to crash this party. I want a piece of the action, he says. Oh, he almost clips the back end of Rem. What a recovery drive this is. Another lock up there. But Ollie gets ahead of Ledger. How easy did he make that? Zach is ahead of Lopez. And Nilsson trying to get ahead of Ledger. Don't think it's for happening anytime soon. With Nilsson in 6th place. He was as low as 14th or 15th at one point. What a recovery drive this is. I don't think he's going to be challenging for the podium today, depending on penalties, of course. Ledger gets a 3-second penalty. Nilsson has got Ollie in his sights. Look at the gap path has to Mon. And JBL, fastest lap of the race. Zach, oh, Lopez, a time penalty. Not what he would have wanted. Zach trying to get past Mon for 2nd place. We've got a lot of penalties to go through. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Mon covering the inside line with a hairpin at turn 10. Jazz with a 3-second penalty and Zach into 2nd place. Now can Lopez get ahead of Mon for 3rd? We've got a few laps to go. There's definitely a few serious contenders for driver of the day. I mean, you've got Lopez, the boss, going. You've got Lopez going for, I believe, his best ever result in X1. Well, in XRL in general. But then you've got Nilsson's stellar recovery drive from his front wing change to 6th place right now. Going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. Only a couple of laps to go. Hurricane on the back of Sasha for 8th place. Sasha tries to cover the inside line. Yellow flag sector 2. It's one of the alphas. And Hurricane cuts the corner, clips the wall. He's going to have to give the place back, surely. Oh no, it's Sasha! That's definitely going to be one for the stewards after the race. And Sasha is actually under fuel at the moment. Master Plane and Tamer in the pits. They'll be going for the fastest lap outside the top 10. And Tamer gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. 2 laps to go after this. Oh! Oh, that's not what he wanted. That is not what he wanted. And somehow he avoided damage, but Hurricane has to come. He's lost both end plates. He had to come in. Sasha has to come in as well. Stewards are going to be in for a busy night. It will be Path's third win of the season. He wins the Canadian Grand Prix. See what happens as far as the penalties are concerned. Sack's got a lot of penalties. That could be pivotal. And Mon takes second. Mon takes second place from Sack. Lopez, 4th. Ollie, 5th. No, Nilsson take on penalty count back. And Penku gets ahead on penalties. My goodness me. And Codemasters gives Ollie the driver of the day. But nah, my driver of the day has got... I've got to go with Lopez for my driver of the day, without a doubt. Yeah, Nilsson, a very worthy contender for driver of the day, given what happened to him. He didn't pit under the safety car. He took the risk. And the risk somewhat paid off. He got himself back up to 5th on penalty count back. I'll say that's Path's 3rd win of the season. So let's recap the race results. Path and Mon, 1st and 2nd. No penalties for them. They're going to get bonus point. They're going to get a bonus point for no penalties throughout the race. Then you've got Sak, Lopez, Nilsson, Ollie, Penku, Rem, Danny, and Ledger. That's your top 10. And then the rest of the finishers: Anderson, Hurricane, Sasha, Masterplane, Erdika, Jaleb, JBL fastest lap of the race, Tamer, and Jazz, and the only non-finisher was Minea. As I like to say, that's Path's 3rd win of the season. And that is going to put a sizable dent into Nilsson's championship lead. And it's going to give him a bit of breathing space ahead of Sak. So we've got the X2 coming up at 8 p.m. this evening. But hopefully we'll have the hopefully next week we have the Xbox issues with the party chat sorted. Hopefully we have that all sorted. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching, guys. Stay tuned in about an hour's time for the X2 from Canada. Harry, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me on commentary, even though nobody could hear you because of the technical issues we had to deal with this evening. Yeah, so like I say, hopefully we get those issues fixed next week. But we'll see you guys again 8 p.m. for X2. And I'll see you guys next week when we head to Paul Ricard for round 10 of for round 9 of the championship. Sorry. Thanks for watching, and good night.